welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. Hey Reddit, I guess I'm here because I need to get this off my chest. I'm Angel, and I'm 29, same as my husband, Brett. We've been married for a few years now, and honestly, life's been pretty great. Brett's the kind of guy who's always there for you, you know? Solid, dependable. But something happened recently, and I don't know what to do. So, a couple of days ago, I was at the grocery store, just picking up some stuff for the week. And, out of nowhere, I run into my high school sweetheart, Chris. It was so unexpected. We were like the it couple back in the day, but after graduation, life happened, and we went our separate ways. Seeing Chris again was weird. He hadn't changed much, still had that same charming smile and way of making me laugh. We decided to grab coffee at a little cafe down the road. It was supposed to be just a catch-up, nothing more. As we sipped our coffee, the conversation naturally drifted to our high school days. It felt almost too easy, slipping back into those memories. Chris chuckled, stirring his coffee. Remember the time we ditched class and drove to the beach on a whim? I laughed, the memory vivid in my mind. How could I forget? We thought we were so rebellious. And you insisted on playing that one song on repeat the entire drive, Chris added, his eyes twinkling with mischief. I rolled my eyes playfully, because it was our song. God, we were such cliches. He leaned back in his chair, a soft smile playing on his lips. Prom night, under the stars, you in that blue dress. It's like it was yesterday. I felt a pang of nostalgia, mixed with something like regret. Yeah, we thought we had it all figured out, didn't we? Chris reached across the table, his hand hesitating in the air before he pulled it back. We were kids, Angel, but those were some of the best days of my life. I nodded, lost in the past for a moment. The cafe, the present, everything faded into the background. But, I don't know, one thing led to another, and we ended up back at his place. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I cheated on Brett, and I feel terrible about it. The whole time, Chris kept talking about our high school years, about how perfect we were together. And for a moment, I got caught up in all that nostalgia. It felt like we were teenagers again, without a care in the world. Afterward, I went home to Brett, acting like everything was normal. But inside, I was a mess. Chris had stirred up all these old feelings I thought were long gone. And now, I'm stuck in this weird place emotionally. Part of me wishes I could have it both ways. Spend all day with Chris, reliving those high school memories, but then go home to Brett, to the life we've built together. I know it's selfish and unrealistic, but that's how I feel. I haven't told Brett about what happened. I'm scared of ruining everything we have. Brett doesn't deserve this. He's been nothing but good to me. And now I'm here, lying to him and feeling guilty as hell. I keep asking myself if I should confess. Part of me thinks it's the right thing to do, but another part is terrified of losing him. I don't know if our marriage could survive something like this. The worst part is, I can't stop thinking about Chris. It's like he's all I can think about, and it's driving me crazy. I hate that I'm doing this to Brett. He's my husband, and he trusts me, and I've just gone and betrayed him for a few hours of living in the past. I guess I'm just really lost right now. I don't know if I should tell Brett the truth and risk everything, or keep it to myself and live with this guilt. I'm afraid no matter what I choose, things will never be the same again. Thanks for listening, Reddit. Any advice would be appreciated. Hey again, Reddit. So, things have taken a turn, and not for the better. After I posted last time, I decided not to confess to Brett about what happened with Chris. I thought I could just bury it and move on. But life has a way of messing up plans, I guess. The other day, I met up with Chris again. I know. It was a stupid thing to do after everything that happened. We just grabbed coffee at the same cafe as before. I told Brett I had a doctor's appointment. I thought I had everything under control. But as luck would have it, Brett decided to surprise me by showing up at the doctor's office to take me to lunch afterward. When he found out I wasn't there, he got suspicious. And guess where he went next? Yeah, the cafe. He saw me there with Chris. I didn't even notice Brett at first. He just stood there, watching us from across the room. When our eyes finally met, I felt my heart drop into my stomach. The look on his face. I'll never forget it. I peeked at my phone to see if he had texted me, and there was nothing. It was almost like the universe wanted Brett to find out. I tried to play it off, like it was just a chance meeting with an old friend. But Brett wasn't buying it. He left without saying a word. I knew right then I'd messed up big time. I rushed home only to find an empty house when I walked in. I was sitting at the kitchen table when Brett walked in. The air was heavy with tension, and the silence was deafening. "Brett, I'm so sorry," I began, my voice barely above a whisper. He didn't look at me. Instead, he just stared at the floor. "I saw you, Angel. With him. Why didn't you tell me?" My heart was pounding. I was scared. I didn't know how to tell you." Brett finally looked up, his eyes filled with pain. "Do you love him?" "No, it's not like that. It was a mistake, a huge mistake," I pleaded. "A mistake?" Brett's voice was rising. "You lied to me, Angel. You were with him when you said you were at the doctor's." I felt tears streaming down my face. "I know, and I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you." Brett shook his head, his expression hardening. "How can I trust you after this? How can I believe anything you say?" "I don't know," I sobbed, "but I'll do anything to make this right. Please, Brett." He took a deep breath, his gaze shifting away from me. "I can't do this. I can't be with someone I can't trust." "Brett, please don't do this." I reached out for him, but he stepped back. "I need to think. I need space. I can't be here right now," Brett said, his voice breaking. I watched helplessly as he walked out of the room, the sound of the door closing echoing through the empty house. I broke down. I told him everything. About running into Chris, the coffee, going back to his place. I could see the hurt in Brett's eyes with every word I said. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Brett didn't say much after I confessed. He just got up, packed a few things, and said he needed time to think. I begged him to stay, to talk it out, but he wouldn't. He just walked out the door. A few days later, Brett came back, but not to reconcile. He told me he wanted a divorce. He said he couldn't trust me anymore, that what I did was unforgivable. I tried to argue, to plead with him, but his mind was made up. Now, I'm here in this empty house, trying to figure out where everything went wrong. I know I'm the one to blame. I ruined the best thing I ever had because of some stupid fantasy about the past. Brett was my rock, my partner, and I betrayed him. I wish I could take it all back, but I can't. I guess the lesson here is that some mistakes can't be undone. You play with fire, and you get burned. So, that's it. My marriage is over, and it's all my fault. I don't know what comes next, but I have a lot of thinking to do. Thanks for listening, Reddit. Oh, my God. Thank God that Brett decided to surprise you. Brett deserves to know what you've been doing. Jesus. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.